Hello, my name is Martin and I'm Chair of Liberate here in the Channel Islands. Liberate is an equality charity which seeks to represent the views and interests of the island's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and questioning communities across the islands of Guernsey, Jersey, Alderney, Sark and Herm. Since we were formed 18 months ago, we've been really keen at Liberate to build bridges across our island communities, whether that's with chief ministers, or with politicians, or with faith or spiritual leaders. And so it was my great pleasure earlier today to be able to interview the Reverend Vasseur. Linda is a minister in the Church of England at the Church of St John the Evangelist in St Peter Port, Guernsey. And today I interviewed Linda about her thoughts around Union Civile and equal marriage. I hope you enjoy our short film.
Well, I think it's a real step in the right direction because for so long gay couples have not been able to have their relationship recognised by law or by society. I don't really like the term Union Civile. I would much prefer the term equal marriage, and I would like everyone, whether they're heterosexual or not, to be able to have marriage. Because I don't think it really, I think it waters down the concept of what the union really means, that it is a marriage. No, I don't. I think love is love. We're made as human beings to relate to one another. One of the gifts that God's given us is this ability to love one another. As far as we know, the rest of the animal kingdom, they may mate for life, but we've got no evidence that they actually fall in love, and most of them don't mate for life, so there isn't this real commitment. But we as human beings, we've been given a wonderful gift that we can love another human being and stick with that human being for the whole of our lives as a sign of our commitment. And I don't think what our sexuality is figures at all, really. I don't see why it should, because a family is formed by two people committing to one another in a relationship, and then from there they may choose to have children, introduce children into that family life. Now, I know that a gay couple aren't able to have children in quite the same way, but I have friends who are gay and have chosen to adopt children, and their values, their way of running their families is pretty much the same, well, it is the same really, as any heterosexual family. So no, I don't believe it will undermine family life, and I have a real issue with people who say that unless a marriage is between two heterosexual people, it can't be a marriage because there can't be children conceived. Because in heterosexual marriages, including my own, there aren't always children, but it doesn't mean that couple aren't married. Well, personally, I would say it is a commitment between two people who love one another and who want to commit to spending their lives together, sharing their lives together. In the current marriage service, the couple promise, all that I am I give to you, all that I have I share with you. And I think that says it all, really. I don't think it does. I think that gay couples often, if their families are not supportive, they have pain when they come together instead of the rejoicing that heterosexual couples have, and that's a real shame for them. But it doesn't destroy families, because at the root of any family should be love. And it has to be said that there are many heterosexual families where love has died, There are heterosexual families where love has died, and so love has to be the building blocks of any family, and it doesn't matter about sexuality. What matters is the love, the commitment and the faithfulness. And we hear a lot about it, whether people of the same sexuality ought to be able to commit to a relationship, we'll call it Union Civile or marriage. But I think what God is interested in is faithfulness. And faithfulness can be there whether it's in a heterosexual or a gay marriage. That isn't a question to be taken seriously, really, although sadly some people think that way, and it makes me really sad and quite angry. Of course not. I mean, it isn't how God works anyway. There are things in the world that God does get annoyed with, but I don't believe he sends an earthquake or a flood along to deal with it. But I firmly believe that God does not disapprove of gay relationships, so why would he send an earthquake or a flood along as a response? Yes, I have blessed one union of two people of the same sex. I wasn't in charge of the church at the time, so I did have to get permission from the dean and my colleague, which they gave, because it was something that was unusual for Guernsey. Some rules had to be put in place, which I wasn't wholly comfortable with, and had I had total freedom of choice, I wouldn't have put these rules in place, but I didn't really have a choice about it. But in the future, if Union Civile comes into play and I am allowed to do a Union Civile for a gay couple within a church setting, then I would be willing to. I have to stress that I'm under authority, and therefore I can't just go, well, hey, yeah, I'll do that. I have to submit to the authorities of the church. But my hope is very much that the church will come along with this and see that we have to really engage with this issue and really be accepting people whoever they are. Well, the church has got a long way to go, and as a woman, the first woman priest in Guernsey, I can say that with real feeling. But it has come a way in some issues of equality. When it comes to issues of gender equality, I think the church still has a very long way to go. I can only speak for the Church of England, which I'm a priest, and the Church of England doesn't embrace change readily or quickly, and sometimes that can be very frustrating for those of us that would like to see change, and sometimes we feel that this change isn't happening soon enough. But my own personal feeling is all we can do is keep pushing things along and hoping and praying that bit by bit the church does open up more and is more accepting, more equal, and speaking out in the community, because sadly very often the voice of the church it is not heard, certainly in a positive way. Advice to you would be the same advice that I would give to any couple coming to me who are seeking marriage. I would say make sure that you've tested out your relationship and that you've really got to know one another and you're sure that you are marrying the person that you think you're marrying. Don't marry someone in the hope that you can change them, because although there is accommodation in every relationship as you grow together in love, you're never going to change that person into someone else. And why would you? Because you wouldn't be marrying that person in the first place. Make sure that you talk to one another about not only the things that you share in common, but also the things that you find difficult. And never go to bed feeling angry with one another. Sort it out before you put the lights out. I'm absolutely in for equality on every level, and I believe that God is too. He made us all. We're all made in his image, and he loves us all equally. And that's how we're supposed to love one another.
Well, I hope you really enjoyed our short interview with the Reverend Linda Vasseur. If you've got any further questions about Union Civile and equal marriage, then why not visit our website www.liberate.gg/Union Civile. Alternatively, you can email us at hello@liberate.gg. For those of you who use social media, we have our Liberate and Union Civile pages on Facebook. And for those of you who enjoy tweeting, then why not tweet us at LiberateHQ. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the film, and we will have plenty more films giving the diverse opinions of people across our islands about equality and equal marriage and Union Civile.